New video shows the moment police are ambushed inside of an apartment, leading to a standoff. What we know about the two people who died.
Plus, dangers on the sand. A 71-year-old woman run over while sunbathing on Daytona Beach. Fox 35 News at 5 is coming up next.
Right now on Fox 35 News at 5, tragedy on the track.
When it goes wrong, it can go really wrong.
A 7-year-old girl killed in a drag racing accident. We're investigating what went wrong.
Hey, what's going on? My wife just got ran over.
And danger at the beach. A woman sunbathing on the sand, now in the hospital after being run over by a car.
See the moments police bust in to save a woman, only to run into the barrel of a gun.
And that dramatic new body camera video shows the moments Claremont police are ambushed inside of an apartment. Thanks for joining us. I'm Luann Sorrell.
And I'm John Brown. Officers were responding to reports of a shooting when they found a woman dead right there by the front door. And Fox 35's Marlisa Goldsmith is live in the Alert Center with the latest breaking details. Marlisa.
John and Luann, this all happened yesterday here at the Cottonwood apartment complex in Claremont. Officers found a woman shot to death on the stairway inside the front doorway and started clearing out the rest of the apartment. That's when they were met with gunfire.
Ready? 1, 2.
Officers say Christian Filson was holed up inside of a bedroom in that apartment. When they knocked the door down, they say he immediately opened fire from inside the room. None of the officers fortunately were hit, but that set off a standoff that lasted several hours. Officers tried to get in contact with Filson, but were unable to speak with him. A tactical team eventually went back inside and found him dead of an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. Filson was arrested on aggravated battery charges in Tennessee back in 2017. Officers say the couple recently moved from Nashville here to Central Florida, and they believe this was a domestic incident. Live in the Alert Center, Marlisa Goldsmith, Fox 35 News.
Thanks, Marlisa. Also breaking tonight, attorneys for a man accused of killing 13-year-old Maddie Soto have filed dozens of new motions in this murder case. Kissimmee police say that Stephen Stearns killed Maddie last year and then dumped her body in a remote part of Osceola County. His legal team is asking for the state for a number of things, including taking the death penalty off the table, keeping the media out of pretrial hearings, and throwing out some evidence. Stearns is scheduled to go on trial later this month on child sex crime charges. He's also accused of sexually abusing Maddie for years before he's accused of killing her. All new at 5, a 71-year-old woman was run over while sunbathing on Daytona Beach.
The accident re-sparking a big debate on if people should be allowed to drive on the sand. Fox 35's Chris Lindsay is live in Volusia County tonight. So, Chris, the 84-year-old driver is not facing any charges.
Yes, no charges have been filed at this time. It appears as it was a simple accident. However, the investigation is still open. Detectives say the woman, the driver that is, stayed on the scene and was completely cooperative with the investigation. Chief Miller says you should always be mindful of your surroundings. And for those who are uneasy about beach driving altogether, he urges you to visit the non-driving portions of the shore for peace of mind. Reporting live in Volusia County, Chris Lindsay, Fox 35 News.
Chris, thank you. And this is not the first time we have reported on someone being run over on the beach. Just last year, 2 teenage girls were also sunbathing on Daytona Beach when Beach Patrol ran them over. One of the victims suffered some severe injuries on the side of her face because the tire of that truck ran over her head. Both of them survived.
All right, we are tracking the next big thing, and the fog is coming back tonight. That means the morning commute could be a little bit dicey once again to start our Friday. And Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Noah Bergman joins us right now.
Noah, when is that fog rolling in?
Yeah, Luann, probably after about 10, 11 p.m. Tonight. So the evening is fine. But last night and the night before, we were kind of free of fog. That's going to change tonight like we had earlier in the week. Notice the fog, except it comes in from the west coast by 6:30 in the morning tomorrow, all the way to the I-40 4 Quarter, Orlando, Lake Mary, Altamont Springs, up to Daytona Beach, Palm Coast. Everywhere under this white is fog, at times extremely dense fog. Still with us through about 8 to 9 in the morning, then it goes away for the rest of your Friday. We'll do the same exact thing Saturday morning. Temperatures now are near 80 in most spots, a little bit cooler as is normally the case on the immediate beaches. Temperatures overnight, mid-50s to low 60s out the door tomorrow morning. Afternoon highs on your Friday, still feeling like April. This is not normal for February on a daily basis. Low to mid 80s inland, upper 70s to near 80 on the coast for your Friday. We'll talk to you much more about the long range forecast, which has some changes in a few minutes.
A Fox 35 News update right now. The man accused of a deadly home invasion where the wife of a local pastor was killed was in court today facing now even more charges. Ronald Davis is facing murder charges and was not given bond. Davis is accused of killing Lucy Pat Curl after police say he forced his way inside her home and then brutally attacked her. Curl died yesterday after she was taken off of life support. Curl's husband is a pastor at First Baptist Orlando. Bill Curl says that he wants to show Davis a picture of what he did to his wife before he can forgive him. A vigil is set for tonight for Lucy. Also, new details. We now have the mugshot for the teacher who's accused of inappropriate online behavior with young boys. Investigators say that Italo Rafael Brett Bonini used the app Discord to video chat with 2 8-year-old boys, exposing himself and then soliciting the boys to pull down their pants, all in exchange for video game currency to the game Roblox. Bonini has been suspended from his role at Hunters Creek Middle School in Orlando.
A tragedy on the track. This 7-year-old little girl was killed during an accident at the Orlando Speed World Dragway. Fox 35's Marie Edinger is live there right now. So Marie, this all happened at a Sunday Fun Day event.
Yellow, and the little girl was driving what's called a junior dragster. And this news has shaken the entire drag racing community. Kids driving junior dragsters will be back right here on March 1st and 2nd for the Latin American Import World Challenge. Live in Orange County, Marie Edinger, Fox 35 News.
Marie, thank you. New video shows officers finding 17 dogs inside of a trailer in Volusia County.
And police say the temperature inside that trailer was upwards of 98 degrees with no access to water.
That's young.
Officers arrested Nedrick Thomas, and he's now facing animal cruelty charges. They say the 4 adult dogs, 3 juveniles, and 10 puppies were severely malnourished. All the dogs were taken to Halifax Humane Society. Ormond Beach police tell Fox 35 that a dog's body temperature can rise dangerously in just 10 minutes, and parked cars heat up fast, even with the windows cracked. And they point out, never leave pets unattended.
Fox 35 News at 5 is just getting started. Still ahead tonight, a fraternity now banned from UCF for allegedly dressing up pledges in anti-Semitic clothing.
It's not something that you should have to do to get into a frat or sorority.
How an anonymous tip landed that frat house in hot water.
And the battle between safety and privacy on the roads is heating up. The push to remove traffic cameras comes to a head tonight. Plus, Matt Trezza live at Lake Eola. Matt.
Lake Eola Park, as we know it, has basically been this way since the late 1980s. Well, that's about to change. I'm Matt Trezza in downtown Orlando. We'll tell you the details about what's going to go happening here at Lake Eola Park.
All right, and you're watching Fox 35 News at 5 on a beautiful Thursday evening right here in Central Florida. We'll be right back.
Around the clock.
Depend on us, the Fox 35 Storm Team.
Wake up with me on Good Day Orlando. I'll prepare you for your day ahead so you have everything you need before you head out the door.
Then when the day winds down, join me weeknights on Fox 35 News and know what's coming.
From morning?
Tonight, depend on the Fox 35 Storm Team.
Super Bowl Sunday, we're going big. Kicking things off early.
Everything you need to start your Super Bowl Sunday.
Good Day Game Day, Sunday morning on Fox 35.
Fox 35 News is sponsored by Closets by Design. Imagine your home totally organized.
Take a good look because Lake Eola is about to get a major upgrade. From the playgrounds to the sidewalks to those swan boats, millions of dollars are being invested to revamp this area. $60 million to be exact. The city actually started some of those improvements today.
Yeah, it's just the beginning though. There are no final designs yet though. And Fox 35's Matt Trezza is live downtown at Lake Eola Park. So Matt, the city is still taking some bids on the designs there.
Yeah, that's right. And that's why there are no final designs yet, because they're waiting to get the bids from the different companies in before they evaluate which ones they're going to go with and what the ultimate look is going to look like. But there are a lot of changes, a lot of upgrades in the works. One of the big ones that they want is to actually change where the iconic swan boats launch from. Right now, they launch from the northwest corner of the park over there. They're going to be changing that right here to the southeast corner, which is where we're standing. And the last day for companies to submit their proposals to the city is February 28th. Live in downtown Orlando, Matt Trezza, Fox 35 News.
Matt, thank you. California is seeing some severe weather right now. This video shows parts of a home destroyed in a landslide in Sonoma County. It's believed that the house was swept into a river about 3 hours prior to this. Local reports say the house was unoccupied when this happened. Here locally, a live look outside from our camera over iDrive. Things are looking clear and we're back up in the 80s today. Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Noah Berggren joins us now.
Oh, it was so good. Perfect beach weather out there today. Perfect anything weather out there today.
It is perfect, but I will caution you, if you're planning on going to the beach this weekend, that water is cold.
Don't have to get in.
You can brave it. I give a lot of respect to if you're going to be going in the water this weekend. 76 now, Cocoa Beach, 76 Melbourne, 79 in New Smyrna, 79 Palm Coast, 80 in Daytona Beach. That's at our East Coast beaches right now. Mostly sunny there. Here's the beach forecast this weekend. High tide in the late 4 o'clock hour. Low tide in the late 10 o'clock hour at all of our East Coast beaches. But this water temp is about 60. There's even a few buoys that are about 57, 58. That's a 10 whole degrees below what's average in our area for this time of the year. So that water is chilly. Air temps about 75 to 80. Not a big rip current risk. The winds will come around to the southeast, a little more onshore. Southeast winds 5 to 10. But if you're taking any boat out this weekend doing some boating, things will be pretty much tranquil on our offshore waters. No rain for the next 5 days. It's a dry pattern. Winds tonight will go light. That means fog. Fog is coming on back, folks, and it's going to be with us tomorrow morning and Saturday morning, but it's different than earlier in the week. It's going to come from the west coast in, not from the east coast in across the central part of the Florida Peninsula. How about 83 today to land, 82 in the Villages, 82 in Winter Haven. I hope you're enjoying your taste of April here in February. Downtown Orlando, Lake Eola, things are nice. Port Canaveral, things are nice. High level clouds. Here's the view from New Orleans. Also seeing a warm week for all the visitors for the Super Bowl 77. Don't forget, you watch that here on Fox 35. Sunday, we'll have coverage all day. Meanwhile, if you forgot that it is still February, there is winter weather ongoing. In fact, there'll be a lot of it for the next week. This is outside of Boston, Mass, where it's 33, and there's been freezing rain and snow in New England for much of today. And look at the front. My goodness, this is a cold front. 80 to 70 to 40 to 30 to 4. And you can clearly see where the front is from about South Jersey to central Oklahoma. That front eventually, folks, will come to Orlando, but it's probably going to be 2 weeks from now. The front will move north, south, just kind of waffle back and forth for the next few weeks. But it's not so probably after the Daytona 500 we get a break from the unusual warmth. Tomorrow at the theme parks, fog in the morning, then sunny and warm. A hat, sunglasses, sunblock are your friends. Here's that front that I'm talking about. Notice it comes south, goes back north, and there'll be another big storm that forms this weekend to our north. All we have is the fog concerns each morning. There's that storm over Indiana. This is Saturday, but if you have flight plans to the northeast, big snow event, New York, Hartford, Boston, Albany, Syracuse, Buffalo, that'll be Saturday night into Sunday. So a lot of airports will probably be severely impacted up there. But that front, again, notice it comes south Sunday and just runs out of gas, never makes it to Florida. So we will remain on the very warm side of that front across the mid-south of the U.S. So morning fog tomorrow, morning fog Saturday, 83 to 84. 84 Super Bowl Sunday here, but 85 Monday. And how about this for a 7-day? I mean, if you forgot what month it is still February. We might make a run into the upper 80s by the end of next week.
Come on, Nash. Come on, Nash. Get him one. You better stop. You're going to get hit.
All right, talk about some serious horsepower. A quarter-mile chase, no match for this mounted patrol.
And coming up all new at 6, an unruly airline passenger caught on camera smashing a window. Find out what set him off.
on your phone, on your TV. Download the Fox 35 local app. Wake up with Brooks and Jessica weekday mornings on Good Day Orlando.
Developing story right now. The Boy Scouts of America is getting a new name. They will now be known as Scouting America. The president of the organization says this is a reset after filing for bankruptcy back in 2020. The group began welcoming gay youth into its programs in 2013, and girls could start participating in the Cub Scouts in 2018. So there's going to be a big celebration on Saturday for the 115th birthday of the organization.
Caught on camera, a police horse nabs a suspect on the run up in Jacksonville. Take a look.
Come on, Nash. Get him, boy. You better stop. You're going to get hit. Bro, you're not going to be able to run us on the horse. You better stop.
Jacksonville police posted this video on their Facebook page. Police say the chase started after the suspect handed off illegal drugs to someone else. Well, after a quarter-mile chase, the suspect surrendered and was taken into custody.
All right, starting today, expect to see a few more wizards and superheroes in town than normal. MegaCon starts today at the Orange County Convention Center, and this thing's huge. The convention celebrates all things pop culture. There are quite a few stars in town, too, to greet the fans, like Jude Law, Mel Gibson, Molly Ringwald, Ron Howard, Danny Glover, and dozens more. You can also expect to see the cast of multiple franchises like Harry Potter, Stranger Things, and House of the Dragon. MegaCon runs today through Sunday. The event anticipating about 160,000 people were going to be there throughout the weekend.
I like that doggy Jedi.
Yes.
Cute. Well, coming up at 5:30, a traffic camera coup.
Surveillance cameras installed in one city for safety, but that's being met with concerns about privacy.
The bottom line is that we're not opposed to law enforcement using tools to keep us safe. What we are standing against is the government surveillance and overreach that's been implemented without public input.
And tonight, you have the chance to give the city your thoughts about cameras on the roads.
And our big story at 5:30 tonight, allegations of anti-Semitic hazing at UCF lands one fraternity in hot water. How an anonymous tip started the investigation.
Tonight's primetime lineup on Fox 35 is sponsored by Sadie Kia, Central Florida's favorite dealer.
There's no act too small to make a difference in people's lives.
NFL Honors presented by Invisalign. Tonight at 9/8 Central.
Fox 35 News is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Fox 35's 1K a day giveaway. Starting Monday, you could win $1,000. Watch Good Day Orlando for your chance to win, and good luck.
A UCF fraternity is suspended for alleged anti-Semitic hazing. The Phi Gamma Delta fraternity will not be allowed to participate in spring rush activities. Fox 35's Randy Hildreth is joining us live from campus tonight.
Okay, Randy, some pretty graphic photos that were turned in anonymously, though.
Yeah, good evening to you both. So we understand that a picture of the alleged incident was left in front of the fraternity and sorority life building. UCF got a hold of that picture, first had to identify who was in that picture, and then campus leadership say they took action. And again, the university says it is continuing to investigate. I did also touch base with leadership with Halal Central Florida. It's a resource for Jewish students on campus. They released a statement saying, in part, quote, "There is no room at UCF for this kind of anti-Semitism or hate." Reporting tonight, Randy Hildreth, Fox 35 News.
Randy, thank you. Right now, we are seeing some new surveillance video of two separate drive-by shootings at the very same house in Orange County. Take a look. Wow. Deputies say a 16-year-old was behind the wheel of that vehicle and shot up that home on Montague Place last month. They say this video shows the suspect returned to the same house just a few hours later and opened fire again. You can see a group of kids who are walking to their bus stop run for cover. Deputies tracked down the suspect and arrested him. He's now facing several charges, including attempted first-degree murder. In Volusia County, a police officer arrested for allegedly stalking his ex. Officer Jamaris Brown worked for the Orange City Police Department. He was booked into jail last night. Deputies started the investigation into a stalking complaint when that woman filed a report stating that she thought Brown was using license plate reader technology to track her. Well, he was arrested and is charged with accessing a computer electronic device without authority and stalking.
In Brevard County, people living in Palm Bay are pushing the city to ditch the surveillance cameras that are all around the city. These cameras can be found all over Brevard County. Well, they're meant to prevent crime and help law enforcement keep an eye on the streets. But some people living in Palm Bay say these cameras open up the door to misuse, and they want to have more input on when and where they're put up. The woman behind the charge says that she will address the city council tonight.
These flock cameras were approved without any public decision. We understand that the technology is useful for preventing crime, but without proper oversight, it's just opening the door to misuse and the gradual erosion of our rights.
That meeting starts at 6 o'clock. If you have concerns about the cameras, you will be allowed to speak during public comment.
New details in the fight over firefighter pay in Brevard County. Now the county says the union isn't even showing up to hear their offers.
And we told you there was going to be a community rally today on the issue. Well, there was, and a lot of people showed up to support the firefighters. And Fox 35's Esther Bauer has more on the growing feud with the firefighters.
Coming up, we all know that the Super Bowl cannot start without that official coin toss.
Yeah, local business will be at the center of attention for at least a few seconds.
If you look in this bucket, they have the blanks, and then it gets pressed in the machines, and then they pop out here. How cool is this to be a part of not only the NFL, but the Super Bowl, and knowing that they can't start the game without you?
That's right. So there's one rule in my household: don't miss the coin toss.
That's it. We're heading inside this Brevard County business, staying busy making the official Super Bowl coins. Plus Noah.
And we are tracking some big changes heading into next week, possibly record heat and then a big cold front coming in around Daytona. Will it rain or not? Try to give you an answer to that coming up.
And we are saving you some cash tonight with the Fox 35 Pump Patrol. Gotta love this one. It's a goodie. $2.84 a gallon. That's what you'll pay at the 7-Eleven on Pleasant Hill Road near Point Siena Boulevard in Kissimmee. We'll be right back.
When we say breaking news, we mean it. It's not just TV news online. This is news as it happens. Live, local, streaming now. I'm Garrett Weimer, Fox 35 digital journalist on Fox Local.
Fox, home of Super Bowl 59.
Yes, we are counting down to Super Bowl Sunday here on Fox 35. The Eagles going to square off with the Chiefs in New Orleans.
And a local company will be a part of the pregame festivities. Fox 35's Marley Capper shows us how the Highland Mint in Brevard County is creating the official Super Bowl coin. And Fox 35 is the only station you need to watch Super Bowl Sunday. We will have special coverage starting bright and early at 8 a.m. with Good Day Orlando. And the Fox Sports pregame show starts at 11 a.m. Kickoff is at 6:30, and we will finish the night with Fox 35 News after the game.
All right, meanwhile, here's a live look at the Superdome in New Orleans, where Kansas City and Philadelphia will play the big game. Plenty of local players to watch, including Eagle star and Apopka native Jalen Carter. In fact, we have 12 native Floridians in the Super Bowl this year, which is more than any other state. And for all the people heading to New Orleans, they have some warm weather over there right now.
Yeah, so Noah, break down the forecast for Super Bowl Sunday here and in New Orleans.
You know, there, for all the people visiting, even if there's people not going to the game, it's really warm. It's equally as warm there
is it really?
As it is here. And I'm sure there's a lot of people from Philly and Missouri who are very happy with the forecast there. 74 New Orleans around kickoff. Big renovation done recently to the Superdome. This will be a big debut. You'll probably see a lot of it and mentioned on the coverage on Fox. The first time they've had a Super Bowl since the renovation's been done. Kickoff around 6:30 Eastern, so 5:30 Central Time there, local time about mid-70s. The high in the afternoon, probably in the low to mid-80s. I feel like we say this every year about how it's the biggest yet, yada, yada, yada. But I feel like even if you're just a casual sports fan or even not, you got to appreciate dynasty when they come by in any league. I mean, the Brady dynasties and, the Yankees and, you go to the hockey and, I mean, to see dynasty live, you got to appreciate it. All right, temperatures here at home. If you've got family, friends coming over, you're going to maybe go somewhere, grab some dinner outside or anything. One of the many places we've got here that are fantastic around Orlando. It's going to be warm to be outside. A little humid too. So 83 at 3, upper 70s to near 80 when the game kicks off. So it's great to be outside, but it's feeling a lot more like spring than February. All right, let's talk about the next big event we've got on Fox. This is the week after Daytona 500. I'm going to give you two weather scenarios And bear with me here because there's been some changes, but I feel that scenario 1, scenario 2 idea here is a good way to convey this to you. So scenario 1 for that day is there'd be a fast-moving cold front. We've talked about this for days, that there will be a front in the southeast U.S. Scenario 1, how it pertains to us in the race day, is that the front comes through sometime that day, probably in the afternoon, which would obviously have a direct impact on the race, whether it be a delay or postponement or whatever, with rain and storms. But the good news is, unlike last year how we had an actual storm sitting over Florida and it rained the entire darn day from sunrise to sunset, it would rain every minute of the day, this would come and pass. So it wouldn't be the entire day. Hopefully maybe just a few hours of rain, but scenario 1 would be obviously a big weather impact to the race. Scenario 2, which I kind of still side with more, because generally in the long range models are too quick developing storms and fronts. It just makes a little more sense that it would be slower, but it's still too early to rule out either of these. Scenario 2 keeps the front up in the Midwest on race day, and out ahead of the front, it's sunny and it's really warm. I even changed the graphic to hot because the record high for February 16th is 86. And if we're on this side of the front and there's no rain here, wouldn't be a shock if Daytona, where the speedway is 86, 87, 88, and it's sunny and really hot sitting in the sun for everybody going to the race. So those are the two scenarios. I kind of slightly lean, if you're sitting there asking which is maybe a little more likely, maybe this one, but it's still just way too early to pinpoint which it will be. But regardless, whether it's that day or the day after, a cold front is going to come through at some point, and the warmth will go away for at least a few days. Recent rain impacts last year was postponed, delayed 2021, postponed 2020. Obviously in the early 2010s, we had all the tornado warnings and storms on race day. All right, so here's the 7-day morning fog tomorrow and Saturday. So unlike last night, there's a lot of fog again. Next 2 mornings, heads up for that. Great Super Bowl Sunday, 85 Monday, 87 next Wednesday, 88 next Thursday. Then we'll start watching how the forecast trends for the 500 weekend towards the following weekend, guys.
You're drinking in public. That's not allowed. The speaker, that's not allowed.
Rule after rule after rule.
What do you want me to do?
Yep, the spring break crackdown begins. The fake reality TV show with a very real warning to spring breakers.
Fox 35's 1K a day giveaway. Starting Monday, you could win $1,000. Just watch Good Day Orlando from 6 to 7. Get the secret word and enter it at fox35orlando.com. Fox 35's 1K a day giveaway starts Monday.
Super Bowl Sunday, we're going big. Kicking things off early.
Everything you need to start your Super Bowl Sunday.
Good Day Game Day, Sunday morning on Fox 35.
Got a consumer alert right now. The price for everything is going up, including Barbie. Mattel says that they may need to raise prices as a result of the new tariffs on China. The toy company sources about 40% of their goods from China. On the flip side, Mattel shares hit a 52-week high after it provided an upbeat annual profit forecast. Also, new details today about college students thinking about spring break in Miami. The city is now saying, we don't want you.
No, the city actually created a fake reality show to discourage people from coming. It's good. Watch.
This spring break created a lot of tension.
What is your problem? Leave me alone. I'm
just engaging.
It's over. We're done.
Get out. I'm so sick of crying.
The real villain here is all these rules.
DUI checkpoints.
You think I wanted it to be like this?
Police.
You have to take off your tent.
$100 parking.
No. Sign clearly says she can't read, sir. Spring break.
Worst spring break
ever.
Looks really real, right?
That's really good.
Yeah.
I like this.
The campaign is called Reality Check and is inspired by TV shows like Jersey Shore. Well, and they announced that a series of restrictions to try and crack down on unruly behavior, kind of pretty much like the ones we saw last year down there. So if you're planning to go to spring break, you may want to stay away from Miami. Well, we are working on a lot of stories coming up for you on the News Edge at 6.
And we start with Fox 35's Marie Edinger. Marie.
A little girl killed in an accident at a drag racing rink. We'll tell you how the racing community is reacting.
For the first time in more than 70 years, the town of Melbourne Beach is looking into paying firefighters. Coming up, why this is on the table right now and what taxpayers are saying about the proposal.
And there will be fog. Again tonight, it is coming on back. We'll track it out for you hour by hour and talk about near 90-degree weather coming up in the news at 6.
Fox 35 News is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.